asked my husband to turn around and look at the painting. Did he like it? And he turned around and said, "Evening news." I think that. But then, you're creative. Your mind starts working. You kind of think, well, how does that really relate? And I was thinking about in the old days when we had a newspaper, and you turn the pages and you hear this crinkling, and so that's the foam that's in the surface in the front of the painting. It makes those wonderful little sounds because it's not real violent. It's kind of easy, but it makes little crinkles. And that was the turning of the pages. So then you go a little bit further into the newsletter, and everything gets calm. You're looking at the marriages, the parties, the easy stuff that's going on, but all the time, your brain is waiting for that violent, really active wave of bad stuff that's coming, and you know it's going to come. We've had enough bad news lately that it's just inevitable. So there's the wave that's coming forward, and then you keep going into the paper. Maybe you get out to the sports section, and there's that ray of hope, that yellow sky back there, that little bit of optimism. So evening news, turns out it works okay. Everybody thinks so. Yes. The beach thing here, usually I have a title. It just happens while I'm doing the painting. And this one, the painting was finished and I had no idea what to call it. And looking at it a couple of days ago, I thought, well, what does it mean to me personally? And walk on the beach is what came to mind. And in thinking about that, then the rest of it was memories of times that I had been on the beach. And of course, then that wonderful song by Barbara Streisand, The Way We Were. Mm-hmm. And she kind of starts off with that word memories. Mm-hmm. So that's this one. And I guess I'm nervous. No, I'm not nervous. Sorry. This lady, I've painted her a number of times, maybe 30 different paintings. Each one is very different. We'll decide on a person that she wants to become, and she gets the clothing, the wig, the makeup, and comes, we do a photo shoot. So this one, we were going for the Elizabethan age, I think it's the 1500s, when women had no voice. That's the title. They couldn't own property. They couldn't inherit property from their family. Couldn't get an education. And the ideal beauty during that time was to have a white painted face. The makeup was white. And then a red bow painted on their lips. So this is what we indicated right here. And in painting it, I wanted to give that impression, that knowledge that she had no voice. A little bit of sadness, a little bit of what ifs. So with her dress of that time period, she's behind it, she's looking out with a glass in front of her, and that's what the streets are. Those are the panes of the glass. Perhaps down at the bottom is the pond. I don't know what they call them during that time period, but way out there's a body of water, and the castle that she's in is reflected into the water. The other thing is the tiara, and then they wear hair, a wig that's very high, piled up on their head. So that was that painting. But on the same day, the same photo shoot, I wondered, well, what would it look like if I were outside looking in at Karen? So I go out of the studio, go around, and turn around and look at her in the window. And it was the most amazing thing to me at that time. All of the sky, the grass, the trees, that was going down into her head, that was reflected in the window. And I thought, that is just stunning. Now, you get to a painting, you want to do it, and you think, can I? You don't know until you try it. Mm-hmm. And also, in painting it, I couldn't use the red yet. So I just painted it in white. That's artist's choice. Use your imagination. You're the boss. Do what you want with it. That was it. And then she had her hands on the window of my house, pressed like that, pressed very hard. And you're thinking, what is she thinking? To me, it looked like she was trying to get out, wanted to get out. She was being stopped by something. She's sad, she's forlorn. I don't know. There's a lot of different emotions you can put in that painting. And so I titled that one Elusive Dreams. And that went along with the fact that that was a song that was going through my head at the time of painting it. It was a Tom Jones song that's titled Elusive Dreams, spelled differently, but same thing. And then they're beautiful. I mean, I don't have anything to say about that. I think the painting says it all.
It's beautiful.
It is really beautiful.
What's the title of that, Carol?
What's
the title of that?
The Long Journey.
That's just
Because,
beautiful.
well, I guess that's a double meaning too. The water starts thousands of miles away from us before it hits the shore. And in painting that, I felt like I had, as an artist, done the same thing. I had evolved from those early paintings of nothing to doing something like that. So it was a long journey for me as an artist as well.
How long did it take you to get that just like it is?
That one was a long time. I don't know, probably a month. But then something, even though a painting may take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, it'll stay on my easel or leaning against the wall for a long time until you say, now I know how to solve that problem. Yeah, I can do that now.
Do you have a reference all the time for portrait? Do you have people for portrait, or do you have pictures for reference, any reference?
I usually start with a photograph, even of the water, as an inspiration. And in this one, I pretty much stayed with the photograph, except maybe for the colorations, the gradations that are in it. But about halfway in, I put the painting, the photograph aside.
That's great.
And then just react to what's there already.
That's why great composition. That's why I knew it. You changing the photo to the way you want to show it, and also great composition of the picture, layer, level. So it's a great composition. Thank you.
It's maybe not quite as easy to do that when I'm painting a portrait. But with the waves, who's to say a wave looked exactly like that? There are many different. Come on in.
No, come on.
Yeah. No, we're open. We're open. Please.
Oh, just because we couldn't.
And this painting, for instance, I started out with a photograph, and the sky is sort of close to the photo. The rest of it, totally different, and reworked and reworked. the wonderful thing about pastel is I use it, you can take one of the little sponge brushes you get at the Home Depot and just brush gently against that sanded paper, and the pastel will fall on off. It leaves you with a ghost image, but you can layer and layer and layer, put many layers of pastel on that paper so that if you didn't like it, you change it. For instance, this one, I started with this area was all sand, so it was at a diagonal, and to me it just, it was great in the photograph, but it didn't work on the painting, not my painting anymore. So yeah, you have to change color, complexity.
I like the lavender
Yeah.
tone because I've actually seen that color momentarily,
Yes.
and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very ephemeral,
Yeah.
you know,
Very
and
realistic.
it's like, why is it even in nature when you see waves? That's like a rainbow effect, and but yeah, that captures a real thing. It's not just fanciful.
But that's the thing. As an artist, you have to allow yourself to really see what's there, and not just say, well, it was dark and it was dark purple. No, let the light in there and change it however you know it to be real, not how what you see or what the photograph is telling.
Oh, but then again, you're seeing it through your eye,
Yeah,
and it may not be
exactly.
what
Alright,
my eye
yeah.
would see,
True.
but it's just as real. You know, ultimately, all of our individual vision is subjective to a point. Yeah, what's green?
Yes. That's right. Your eyes is sensitive to
There's, I just saw this recently. You know, we have the 3 cones in our eyes for colors. You know, that's how we see. But there's actually a few people that have 4. And well, one is this one woman, and she can see colors that we can't see. That she doesn't know how to describe them because no one knows what it is what she can see. So, you know, maybe the artists are always the ones a little bit on the edge of something.
Of course we
Our
talked about
autism
the
it
one
is so
that's right behind
sensitive,
you.
you can see it all in teeny tiny colors.
Yeah.
10,000 colors.
This is from a photograph. I use Pixabay.com as a storehouse of photos. And then I try to change it, of course, to make it not totally like a photograph. But I had one of my friends downsized and went to a very nice, what do you call it, not assisted living, but a facility. And she had been a collector of my art. And it was her birthday. I wanted to do a painting for her. And I chose that photograph to paint for her. I think it's of the same size and gave it to her. But I loved that painting so much, I wanted one for myself.
I bet.
This is, and you take the same one and you try to do another one, it's never gonna be the same.
Right.
It's always gonna be something different. So that's the story behind that one. That was
I love the colors, but I really love how you've shown the depth of the water at one point, but then the light airiness on the top, the spray.
The sprays.
You've, in such a small piece, you've shown all of that.
I appreciate
It's
that.
really nice.
The wonderful thing I found about pastel, there are so many that I think are wonderful, but one of them is that you can do that layering process. Once you have an underpainting and maybe the first layer of pastel, and then you go back over it. And then as you start making other layers, your hand becomes lighter, softer, and not just a whisper touch on the paper. And that's where you can create those colors that don't exist on your palette, but that blending optically of different colors will create it.
What is the title of that?
This one is Rhythm of the Sea.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, you can really see it's kind of like,
I guess I love all of them.
The lady in the window there just struck me. Got such depth to it also, and it makes you wonder: is she on the inside looking out or the outside looking in?
The hardest part of that one, I love painting this and trying to achieve it. I've never done anything like that before. But the hardest part was to show that she really was
Pressing
tightly
against the
that
glass. Yeah, I noticed that on the hands. Good job.
I had hoped that Karen would be here today. She's a neighbor and an excellent model. She loves modeling and changing, creating different persona.
Well, maybe she'd make a good model for a figure drawing class.
Yeah.
good idea.
But pastel, give it a try.
She got me started.
You make it so easy. You make it so easy and
Yeah,
it's so
it's not.
beautiful. I always saw when I come to your house and see your pictures and like I'm walking through it. And it's like alive, you know?
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Just to let you all know that I'm sure you could get in-person classes, but Carolyn also has done a series, right?
Yes,
Of
I was
online
gonna
classes.
say that, yes.
Why don't you talk a little more
Okay,
about that?
so we started, in fact, Carolyn was our first guinea pig on our online classes, and she's done a wonderful job, and I was just talking to her that my hope had been that we'd have them up by now, by the time she was artist of the month, but we do have them from the beginning. Like I told her, I said, I've been a long time since I've done pastels, and we'll probably have some people interested that have never done pastels. So she started at the beginning in terms of what kind of materials and what kind of paper, and working her way to doing a demo of creating. And so
Hopefully they'll be on the website.
Yeah,
on the ArtLink website.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
soon.
sorry.
she got me started, and so I told her today, I said I went and bought pastel pencils, and I said, but I understand now why you said that it's like any art we do. We know that the tools we use make our job easier, but of course, you think, oh, I can use this instead. No. What she said is true. I went and bought what she said because I wasn't getting what I wanted with it. But no, she's got some great stuff, and I hope to get it up available for rental.
So I think an advantage too in taking a class from Carolyn on the video ones is that if you're a night owl and you're alive at 3 in the
Yeah.
morning, you can watch
Yes.
it, with her. And if you happen to be on vacation in Thailand or wherever,
Watch
or
it
on
anywhere.
safari, you can watch it anywhere. So we're hoping to get some more classes up and,
Yes.
and all that. So
In
thank
fact,
you
I'm-
for being our pioneer.
Yes.
You're welcome. In the meantime, though, I have a YouTube channel that has
Yes,
a lot
I was
of,
gonna say, she's got
some videos are just short tips, some are step by step, and in the seascapes as well as the portraits. So several of those on my channel, it's just Carolyn Hancock. Go search for
and a
that.
website too. She's got one of those beautiful seascapes as the heading with it.
Does anybody have any more questions?
I would say one more thing.
Sure.
It probably as artists, you know that you will gravitate toward color, a particular color. maybe there's a color that you won't like.
Hello, come on in, come on in. Come on in, look around, come on in.
Please come in, we're just talking about these paintings that are on the wall.
Look around.
Yellow is a color I can't use. I tried it on so many times and I thought, no, it's gotta come off, replace it with something else. So surprisingly, that yellow works up there for me. I don't have a real problem with it. I wondered when I started that, because I was gonna keep the yellow sky regardless. But I wondered if, would I be able to create the rest of the colors that would blend with that yellow and make it look like it was a cohesive painting. So I started with the dark olive green in the back, came to the blue greens, and then the blue in the front. I hope it worked, but nevertheless, in anything else, you're gonna see very little yellow.
And I like the little line of pink that you put back there, which complements that.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Green
yes.
too.
Yeah, that
That
touch
was,
of
that's
pink
a
is
really good
nice.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments from anybody? So Carolyn will be here to answer questions personally or talk about her work. So she's about, and, I think I heard a rumor that this is your birthday.
My birthday was June 10th.
Well, it's close enough.
2 days ago.
It's close enough. Anyway, I think we need to sing a freshly happy birthday. And she worked so hard as our gallery director, as did Gladys when she was our gallery director. And you have put together this featured artist. We would not be having this if it wasn't for you. And is somebody more musical than me to get it started? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Freshta. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yeah. And don't forget, I think there's some beautiful food over there. So
Please help yourself.
yes, nobody leaves until all the food's gone. Thank you.
Thank you, I did a great job.
Beautiful work.